Farming games are a bit of a growing niche and subgenre of computer game. Every year there seems to be a new farming simulator version. We have Stardew Valley and Minecraft, two of the most popular games in the world and two of my personal favourites. And then we have indie titles like Don't Starve or Farm Manager. So it was obvious those style of games were going to port over to the board game sphere, especially with the sales numbers these games seem to keep getting. Now, we already have a Stardew Valley board game, though barely anyone could get hold of it outside the US. And so a very popular Spanish YouTuber called Eric Rodríguez decided to kickstart his own version of a farming game, a neat little 1 to 4 player deck builder called Growing Season, meant for families to play together, as this is a beginner level deck builder with a great cartoon art style on all the cards, and I've given it 3 out of 5 stars. The core gameplay here sees you building a farm from scratch and being the first person to reach 100 gold coins. You start with just 3 gold and 1 wheat crop, which you can plant on one of your opening 3 plots of farmland. Your opening deck of cards consists of 10 single-use watering cans and 5 single-use scythes, with you having just 5 cards in your hand each round, so you have 3 cycles of cards before you refresh. Please remember that, as it features highly into your strategy. But your wheat has 2 circular slots on it, and this is where you place the water marker. 1 watering can fills 1 slot, so you need 2 watering cans from your hand of 5 to fully water the crop ready for harvest. You then harvest your crops by playing a scythe and claim the value of them, with the wheat giving you 2 or 3 coins depending on if you went first or second. Any cards left over can be spent on the mine or fishing deck, which can earn you bonus coins or nothing depending on your luck of the draw. After your cards are spent, you go to the market where you can buy more crops to grow with the money you've made. They vary in cost and have various water slots ranging from 2 to 6, or you could upgrade your tools at the blacksmiths, which again cost gold and are vastly superior upgrades with silver, gold, mythic or legendary values, with watering cans giving you 2 to 5 pips and size letting you harvest 2 crops at once or water before harvesting. But you can only upgrade tools in your discard pile, so make sure you can swap out a common tool for an upgraded one. Your card pile is always 15 with your hand size of 5, so choose wisely with upgrades and crops to suit your deck. After a few turns though, you'll have acquired 10 gold to upgrade your farm. To win, you need to get 100 gold in total, so you're always maximising your gold spent in the market on crops and tools with an eye on better farm upgrades. You'll only be able to have 6 of these in total on your farm again, so choose wisely from what's on offer. Usual choices are better plots of land that give you bonus gold for certain crop types, fertilizer which gives you 1 extra gold per crop, harvester harvests all fully watered crops at the start of your round, an amazing upgrade if you get great watering cans, along with animals who give you gold at the start of every round. And that's the basics of gameplay for the core game. Now for the solo, you go against an AI bot who has his own farm tracker, which has various difficulties, meaning you have to be much faster and make much better decisions as you get less time. You'll also only have 40 cards in the crop market, along with 7 villain cards added to it, which grant special bonuses to the AI bot, like advancing in its track and claiming a farm upgrade, stealing all your money, ruining your crops and burning down your farm upgrades. These cards can't just appear at random as you reset the crop market, and so you always have to be on guard with your game plan. He also advances his farm track and claims an upgrade every 15 card refresh of yours. So the challenge is huge on harder difficulties, as you really have to min-max your decisions and hope for a bit of luck. I myself am yet to beat the AI on expert, but hard was a definite challenge. With gameplay out of the way, what's my thoughts on this though? Well, I really love this game. It has a short playtime, 5 minutes to set up, half hour to 40 minutes a game. Some solo difficulties can be a bit longer if you're really thinking about your min-max decisions, but I've not had a game last longer than an hour yet. Most of me solo games have took half hour, and so that makes this the perfect Fisher-Price My First deck builder. This is something you could play with your kids whilst the wife has got the soaps on like I do, and have yourself half hour bonding with teaching mechanics that will push you or others onto more meaty deck builders. I'm someone who's only played one deck builder before, and that's Imperium Classics. A game I enjoy, but one I really have to have some dedicated time for, as it does take up a good chunk. You could get 4 or 5 games of this in for one game of Imperium Classics, and for a load of folk that will be a positive factor. The artwork for me is great. I've always been a fan of Stardew Valley's cartoony style, and all the cards have individual matching artwork for the characters, crops, animals and tools, but it will be a little childish for some people. Just think Fisher-Price and you'll get the gist. There's not much to learn. Tactics are pretty basic, along with the number of decisions you can have to make. Starting early on smaller crops that can be watered and cut before upgrading, just your watering cans and buying the harvester as your first farm upgrade seems to be the best min-max strat I've found, but animals and the mine have their uses, especially if you can get the pets farm upgrade, as that means you get advantages that let you use less cards or a bonus on the tools for fishing. You are supposed to only use one or the other when playing, but I like to have both the fishing and mine decks on the table for a bit of variation. The mine sees you discarding 2 cards to traverse it, and your rewards are between nothing and 2 gold, with 2 3 gold cards hidden in the shuffled deck. If you have the animal upgrade on your farm, it only costs 1 card to traverse the mine, and for me that's the only time it becomes decent, outside of just splashing the useless non-upgraded cards mid to late game. Often, if you have upgraded tools, it's best to go for the fishing, as you can get more money even if it's a bigger risk. You see, the fishing deck lets you use as many cards as you want as a lure. All the cards have fish on the side of them. The numbers range from 1 to 4, with your basic cards getting you half fish, a number which goes up to 1 if you have the animal farm upgrade. Anyway, you place your cards on the board you're using as a lure and add up the total number of fish. I often find 4 to 6 fish to be the best number for most uses, but the more you place, the more fish you can catch, as you can keep fishing over as many cards as you like to match your lure number. The fish each have a number from half up to 5, with a gold value that you can claim when you're done. So if you have a lure of 6 and you catch 5 fish with a total value of 5, you can get to claim the gold for all of them as you've catched them. But the risk comes in when you flip over a fish, which bumps up the total number past your lure value. Once that happens, that fish gets away and your previous catch also falls out the boat. So you lose 2 fish and are left with your previous catches. So often it's best to play conservatively and go in with a high lure value lure, as you can earn quite a bit of money from it, more than the mine anyway. especially mid-game if you have the harvester and you're waiting on your crop to get chopped for the bonus next turn. But that is everything in this game explained, and as you've probably guessed already, for me there's not much keeping me coming back. Yes, this has an easy setup and quick playtime, but after just 6 plays, other than beating the solo AI on Expert, I do feel as though I've experienced everything that this game has to offer. I have my strategy down in terms of choosing 2 to 4 water needed crops. I always go for the water can upgrades and feel whomever gets the harvester first will win the vast majority of the time, as you can't just blitz water during your turn and visit the mine or go fishing with your other cards, knowing you'll have a big cash boost next round, which should pay for more farm upgrades and always advance you. Yes, I'm yet to play this competitively as a solo-only bloke, so I core test the waters with my strategy when 1 to 3 other players might be doing the same thing, but it definitely seems to be that perfect min-max combo. I only lost on Expert because of a bad luck draw, which advanced his track for the AI win. I got 14 cards in the bank and 2 9-coin earning crops on the board I just bought with 30 coins to win. I needed 2 more turns to water the crops and let me harvester mop them up, knowing I had 2 legendary 5 watering cans coming up along with gold watering cans, so my watering could easily be done. But as soon as I filled up the market, out pops the AI card, and that's all she wrote. Strategy and plan foiled due to bad luck, and that will put a load of people off the solo mode of this, as you can have a perfect early and mid game. You can fly with your farm building but lose just to a card flip, and it's devastating. Luckily, setup for another go is easy along with the short playtime, but the huge luck factor is a negative. The other negative is obviously the lack of modes. As I've already described, the solo AI is 7 random cards. It does nothing outside those cards, and in a 40 card deck they can appear at any time at random, or you can play against someone else, and that's all this game has to offer. Yes, there is a long play game board, which means you can have to make it up to 150 gold, and there's a shorter beginning board with 60 gold, but that's everything. And so let's be honest, this is not going to appeal to any long-time deck builder veterans or even fans of long-term games you want to replay over and over again. This is an end-of-night game you can play for half hour during wind down, or something to play during soap time when the wife has telly for an hour. The dedicated solo mode is a bit lackluster, and so to get the full experience you really need to play it with another person. I do really enjoy the game for what it is. If I've got time, I can put it on the table quick and begin playing in no time at all. If I do play, it's just normal mode without an opponent. I just set up the play area and have fun building it up the farm. Usually the 150 gold one, there's no challenge, it's just experimentation. And I really don't know how long this one will last with me. This might be something I play once or twice a month on the off chance, or it could be something I forget about. I'm unsure at this point, but I do feel like I've had my fun with it, and I'm beginning to think this will be dumped into my Kallax gathering dust, never to be touched again. This is why it earns 3 out of 5. Sure, if you've got kids who are into board games, it will be played often and you'll have a great time. It's not worth it for solo only, I don't feel, and the artwork and simplistic luck-based gameplay with little tactical nuance will put others off. But I'm glad I bought it, as it fits a niche in my collection, and I'm always open to fellow YouTubers creating things that they love. So check it out if you're interested, as I believe it will be coming to shops in future. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll subscribe for more reviews or Kickstarter spotlights. Tatty bye.